All right, so living in Florida, how bad are the gators and snakes and all that scary stuff? Well, I've been here for over 4 years now. I'm going to break down our experience on what we see with the wildlife here in Florida. And by the way, my name's Chad Leonberg, and I run a local real estate team. So if we can help you buy or sell real estate in the Tampa area, feel free to hit me up in the contact info below. All right, so I'm going to give you the one thing that makes this, I think the easiest to deal with at the end of this video. But, let's talk about gators. So it's everybody's biggest fear because it's not very normal in almost every other area, at least in the US, that you have gators just kind of rolling around. And funny enough, there's times of the year I think where it's more prevalent, but I'm going on a walk right now, as you can see, and I don't actually see them as often as you would think. Coincidentally, on this walk, I saw about 5, and I'll have the clip rolling in here. Probably cut to it. Funny enough, I don't know if you can actually see it right now, and this is a rarity, but there is literally like 5 gators here behind me in the pond. That is rare. I don't normally see that, but I mean, they're just chilling. I don't think it's possible to see, but I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're just kind of hanging out. Yeah, it can make you a little nervous, for sure. But they generally don't bother you if you don't bother them. But I actually saw about 5 gators, and it was early morning, so maybe I kind of stumbled on where there were some younger baby gators and stuff too, so maybe that was kind of like their spot. But it's not very normal. I go on walks many times and I see maybe 1 or 2 gators. They don't really bother you. They kind of run away from you. The most activity I've had where a little bit of, well, maybe that's not running away from me, is they just kind of float and watch you. We do have one. We live on a pond. We live directly on a pond. Our house is backed right up to a pond. And sometimes we'll go over to our neighbor's house and there will be a gator that will just kind of like, sit and watch us go, But I've never seen a gator kind of taking many aggressive actions. I don't know my gator stuff that well, but I think they only eat like once per year. So it's not something that I would stress out as much about. Definitely when you're walking by them and you're within like a 10 to 15 foot reach, there's a little bit of, anxiety that pops up. But, overall, we never really have any issues. One pro tip, just clapping, making a loud noise, that might scare them off, into the pond. We've done that a few times as well. So one of my biggest fears, though, is the snakes. There are a lot of venomous snakes here. And I'll be honest, I don't pay attention enough, or maybe I'm too scared in the moment to understand what is a venomous one and what isn't. Yeah, snakes can be scary. However, that said, I've been here for 4 years and I've only had about 3 encounters with snakes, maybe 4. So like 1 per year. And we have big walking trails. Like this is where they are. That we're not in like a very, we're not in the city. We're not, we are where the snakes could be in this, in the forest here, basically. So I was riding a bike once and I was on a trail just like these trails here, and I was riding this way and I saw something this way and it looked like a branch, and for some reason I wanted to ride over it, like a perpendicular. I just wanted to ride over it. I don't know. And as I got a little closer, I realized it was like a fiery red looking snake, and like a very bold color. I don't know if that means it was venomous or not. I don't do my research on snakes. Maybe it's like ignorance is bliss with snakes. Probably should learn it. However, that freaked me out. But one thing that, we do watch for is pygmy rattlesnakes. They're really small rattlesnakes. They like to hide in the landscaping. They like to hide in, near the homes and the landscaping and the tree bark and the mulch, And there was actually one time where we were at the clubhouse here in our community, and I was walking back to the car, just talking to somebody. Somebody behind me goes, "Hey Chad, watch out!" And I was like, "What?" I didn't realize I stepped about 4 inches away from a pygmy rattlesnake. I turned around and it was laying right there. So that was the closest I ever came to actually having a problem. So if I'd have stepped on that one, it wouldn't have been pretty. But the water moccasins are the only aggressive ones you've got to watch for. Yeah, this path is not the best for snakes. Here, I'll do a quick spawn. So see, this is actually one thing you don't want. Now, our HOA normally cuts this grass, but it's actually very high right now. And if you can see on this path up here ahead, I don't know if you can tell in this video, but like the path is narrowed a little bit. So that's something where you don't want to be. And as I walk down it, because the snakes could be in it. So you just want to watch for that as you go through. Now let's talk about the bugs. Living in Florida with the bugs, they're real. They're serious. First of all, they're bigger. You find grasshoppers and things like that. They're huge. They're like 3 times. I came from Pennsylvania, so they're like 3 or 4, maybe even 10 times bigger than what I'm used to back there. So generally, as long as you're not out whenever like the sun sets and stuff like that, the bugs don't bother you that bad. And one of the biggest hacks that you might have seen when you look at homes, if you're not from here, is having a pool cage. Having a pool cage, or just a cage over your lanai. And for those that don't know what a cage is, it's basically, it's a screen. It's a screened in pool, a screened in lanai. This is crucial. I wouldn't even live here without it. Now, I do see people, you know, in the St. Petersburg area and more near the beach, it doesn't seem to be as common of a thing to have a pool cage. Maybe on the water, it's not as big of a problem, but I don't know. I've been at many people's homes down there and gotten bit up late at night. So if I were buying a home here, I would always have a cage. It's just convenient. If you have a pool, it stays cleaner. You don't have to swat the bugs away, even if they aren't as bad near the ocean. I would have a pool cage if it were me. We love our pool cage. It makes our outdoor area a lot less stressful because the bugs are real. I mean, there are bugs. There's a lot more of them, but I wouldn't say it's, you know, it's anything crazy, like it totally impacts my life. You know, and I think a lot of the communities do spray for them. I know ours do. So even though there's a lot, I wouldn't stress. If you get your home treated, I know we do, you know, we rarely have an issue with bugs in our house. We had one cockroach in our house in 4 years, and it was right when we moved in. So it's probably before things were, you know, being treated and getting underway. So all in all, I would say that, you know, yes, there's a lot of, you know, yes, there's snakes, there's gators, there's bugs. I mean, yes, Florida has, you know, more wildlife than, you know, I was used to up in the north. However, you know, how often you actually interact with it and deal with it is, you know, a handful of times per year. You live a pretty normal lifestyle. I think a lot of people make Florida out to be so crazy, and it's not really that bad. So if you're considering Florida and have any fear of this stuff, I would tell you it generally doesn't, you know, impact you. I personally watch out for snakes the most. Snakes concern me the most. The gators are kind of cool. They kind of become a cool thing. It's not something I would stress about. And the bugs are just annoying, but if you get a screen, you're good. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. I hope that gives you some insights, just kind of my perspective after living here for 4 years and not growing up here. So feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be posting, you know, content about living here in the Tampa area. I do run a local real estate team, so if we can be of any assistance, please feel free to reach out to us. But I hope this video is helpful to you, especially if you're considering making a move and you're not from here. I know it was a big factor for me. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you around.